Right now, somewhere in your memory, a comment is still burning, a meeting, a dinner table, a message you reread 4 times. That burn is not a metaphor. Your brain just fired the same circuit it uses for a physical wound. And the person who hurt you is counting on one thing, that you will react. Because your reaction is the only proof they were right about themselves. By the end of this, you will know exactly why disrespect never says what you think it says, and the one move that makes an aggressor unravel without you saying a word. Here is what nobody tells you. Insults do not stay in the realm of thought. They travel straight to the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex, the same region that fires when your body suffers actual tissue damage. Neuroscientists proved this in 2003. Exclude someone from a simple game, and their brain lights up exactly like a burn victim's. Social pain and physical pain share the same wiring. Here is what should unsettle you. Intelligence does not protect you from this. It makes you more exposed. The sharper your mind, the faster you construct a justification for retaliating. And the more your identity gets fused to being right. Add exhaustion or stress, and your prefrontal cortex, the part built to restrain you, goes offline first. That is why the worst responses happen on the worst days. Here's the counterintuitive part. The moment you defend yourself, you lose status, even if your argument is perfect. A defensive reaction confirms the insult landed. It tells the room and the aggressor that they found a weak point worth pressing. And this is not a one-time cost. Every unanswered reaction trains people around you on how easily you can be moved. Once they learn the lever exists, they will pull it again. What you are about to learn is how to make sure the lever never works. Principle 1, the pain alarm. Your body cannot tell the difference between a social wound and a physical one at first. In the cyberball experiments at UCLA, people excluded from a simple ball toss game showed the exact same neural spike as someone in physical pain. It was not imagined, it was measured. Recognize it the instant your chest tightens or your throat closes after a remark. That is not weakness. That is your ancient alarm system doing its job badly. Silently say, "This is a false alarm. My security is intact." That single sentence redirects the signal from your reactive brain to your analytical one. The pain is real. The threat is not. Learn to separate them, and nothing they say can touch you twice. Principle 2, the view from above. The fastest way to disarm an insult is to stop experiencing it in first person. Marcus Aurelius called this the view from above, imagining his own life as if watched from a great height. Centuries later, psychologist Ethan Kross proved it works. Third-person self-talk lowers activity in the emotional brain and raises it in the strategic one. Recognize it when you feel the urge to fire back instantly. That urge is your ego, not your judgment. Silently ask, what is your name observing right now? That tiny shift in language pulls you out of the blast radius. You cannot be destabilized by a conversation you are watching from above it. If you are the kind of person who wants to understand how human behavior actually works while everyone else guesses, subscribe to ShadowDynamics. We decode these patterns every single week. Principle 3, the expectation trap. Disrespect only devastates you when it arrives as a surprise. In 1988, one sentence froze a candidate on national television. Not because the line was clever, because it was unexpected. Recognize it in that jolt of disorientation when someone you trusted suddenly turns hostile. That jolt is a chemical, not a judgment on you. Before high-stakes rooms, mentally preview 3 ways someone could try to provoke you. Premeditation removes the surprise, and surprise is the only thing that ever really hurt. Marcus Aurelius did this every morning before leaving his tent, rehearsing ingratitude, rudeness, and betrayal before the day could hand it to him unprepared. Prepare for the ambush, and there is no ambush left to spring. Principle 4. The mirror they don't see. Every unprovoked insult is a confession wearing someone else's name. People facing collapse are historically the loudest critics of others. The criticism is never really about you. It is a release valve for something falling apart inside them. Recognize it when hostility arrives with no real provocation from you. Ask silently, what insecurity is this person leaking right now? That question turns their attack into data. Data cannot wound you. Only meaning can, and you just took the meaning away. They are not describing you. They are describing themselves out loud in front of witnesses. Principle 5. The 4-second freeze. Between the insult and your response sits a gap most people never use. In 1912, a man took a bullet to the chest and spoke for 90 minutes before seeking treatment. That is not superhuman. That is a trained gap between stimulus and response. Recognize the exact instant your body wants to move before your mind has chosen anything. That instant is where every regret is born. Freeze, hold eye contact. Breathe for 4 seconds before you say a single word. That gap is where your power actually lives. The person who controls the pause controls the room. Principle 6. The dopamine crash. An aggressor's brain is chasing a reaction like a drug. When they insult you, their brain floods with dominant arousal, expecting your fear or fury to feed it. Deny that feedback, and their own chemistry turns on them. A crash of anxiety and self-doubt. Recognize it in the pause after their jab, when they are waiting for your face to move. Give them nothing, one flat word, noted. Then continue exactly what you were doing. Silence is not passive. Silence is the sound of their own trap closing. Principle 7. Naming the storm. The fastest way to weaken an emotion is to say its name out loud in your own mind. Crisis negotiators use this to calm hostile subjects from a distance, naming the emotion they see. The same mechanism works turned inward. Recognize the flush of anger or the sting of embarrassment as it rises in your body. Silently state, I am experiencing anger. That sentence alone quiets the exact circuit trying to hijack you. Name it and it loses its grip. Now you know all 7. What matters is what you do with them. The boardroom interruption. A colleague talks over you, dismissing your point mid-sentence. Run Principle 5 internally. Freeze, breathe, hold eye contact. Say only, let's finish this point, then we'll hear your thoughts. Everyone watching just learned you cannot be steamrolled, and they learned it without you raising your voice once. The contemptuous partner, sarcasm, or an eye roll lands mid-argument. Run Principle 7, silently label it. Ego threat detected. Lower your voice, not raise it. Say, I want to resolve this, but not with sarcasm. You just refused to escalate a fight they were trying to start. The family jab. A relative criticizes your career or your choices unprompted. Run. Principle 4. This is a mirror, not a verdict. Ask calmly, what leads you to say that right now? You just handed the discomfort back to its owner, in front of the entire table, without raising a single accusation of your own. The public provocation. A stranger shoves past or snaps at you in public. Run Principle 5. Still posture. 3 seconds of level eye contact. No expression change. Then return to what you were doing. You just proved nothing about you moved. The online troll. A hostile comment or message targets your character. Run Principle 6. Leave it unanswered. No reply, no deletion, no explanation. Every hour of silence is another hour their dopamine. The 2 a.m. replay. You are still rehearsing an old insult hours later. Run Principle 2. Write it out in third person. That single shift quiets the loop your mind keeps rerunning. The high-stakes confrontation. Voices rise, posture turns aggressive, Insults get personal. Run principle 1 and 6 together. Lower your volume, slow your speech, step half a step back. Say only, lower your voice, and we'll handle this. You just took command without raising a hand. And everyone in that room now knows exactly who was never actually in danger of losing control. Understanding why disrespect cannot touch you is only the beginning. The next question is harder. What happens when someone keeps testing that line on purpose? That is where boundaries stop being emotional and become architecture. Here is the permanent reframe. You have spent years treating disrespect as an attack on your worth. It was never that. It was a leak, a pressure valve for someone else's collapse, aimed in your direction because you happen to be standing there. Every time you defend yourself, you confirm their diagnosis of you. Every time you stay unmoved, you confirm your diagnosis of them. This is not about winning an exchange. It is about refusing to enter one that was never yours to fight. Marcus Aurelius never argued with a man holding a severed head at his feet. He turned away. And the empire understood without a single word exactly who was still in control. Disrespect was never a verdict on you. It was always a confession about them.